Hey, good people. Yvette Madison here, your instructor for Introduction to Social Work. And I just want to take a few minutes and talk with you about your gap analysis project. Okay, so I'm hoping that you had an opportunity to read over the instructions that are posted for this assignment. But I want to go over them with you just to make sure that I address the assignment and also to offer up the opportunity at the end of this recording that if you have any questions, comments, or concerns, you all know how to get in contact with me. Just send me an email or you can contact me by my office phone. Excuse me. Okay, so the gap analysis. The focus of the gap analysis as an assignment is for you to assess a need that you are familiar with or that you're knowledgeable of within the community and review the services that are offered to meet that need. Now, when I talk about reviewing the services, you're going to identify, first of all, whatever need that is you want to look at or whatever social problem it may be. And I do provide you with some example ones such as homelessness, excuse me, substance abuse, mental health, things like that. So identify the need that you want to focus on. Identify the population that you want to focus on as well, because whatever the need may be, whether it's homelessness, mental health, substance abuse, there are going to be different areas of need based on your population, whether it is children and youth, whether it is for an entire family, whether it is geriatrics, meaning your older population. So there's going to be different needs for each population. Excuse me. So make sure that you identify the population that you're going to be working with. After you've done that, then I want you to take an opportunity and think about agencies and organizations that you may be familiar with, some you may not be, that may address the needs of the population that you've identified. Now, when you've identified your agencies and organizations, I want you to kind of hone in on just two of them. Two agencies or organizations. And I want you to do some research, and you could do this research on their website, or if you are within the vicinity of the agency or organization, by all means, feel free to stop in and ask for an appointment to speak with an agency representative. Now, in doing that, let me just give a little side note, good people. If you're going to visit the agency or organization, please make sure that you call ahead. I do have instructions information on the instruction sheet of how you should prepare them for your visit. Of course, introducing yourself, letting them know that you are a student from Pennsylvania Highlands Community College, working on an assignment to assess needs and services. And then you're just going to follow up with the questions that you may have. So when you're doing your research, let me double back now. When you're doing your research on the computer, you want to look at several things about the agency or organization. I want you to identify what type of agency or organization it is. Is it a nonprofit? Is it for-profit? See if you can find out information on their funding source on their website. Are they funded through grants and contributions? Are they funded through the government, through money that's brought down from the federal, through the state, through our county commissioners? But see if you can identify that information. What I also want you to look at is specifically the services that they provide for the identified need and the population. Now, you're going to be doing kind of a compare contrast assessment because you're going to be looking at two agencies. And perhaps if you want to stretch your imagination, which I hope you do, you may want to go into looking at three agencies or organizations. But I want you to look at how are the services being offered and what type of services are being offered to address that need. Then I really need you to put on your thinking caps, and I need you to think about what you're thinking about, go beyond the obvious, and identify what the gap may be, what need is not being met. Now think about the population that you're looking at or that you want to focus on, and what are the needs of that population. Again, think beyond the obvious, good people, and really consider what needs should be addressed that are not being addressed. And then I want you to think about some possible resolutions to figuring out how can we make this, how can we address this need? What type of programming, what type of funding, how many personnel, what does a personnel need to look like to try to meet this need? Okay, so you're going to be doing, again, it's an assessment of this a specific need that you've identified in the community. amongst a specific population of people and looking at a minimum of 2 agencies or organizations and how they are addressing that need. All right, so when you do all of this background information and you do your assessment, then I want you to write your paper. When you're writing your paper, what I want you to focus on is just answering the questions that I've identified on the instruction sheet. As you identify and as you answer those questions, what I then want you to do is to write your paper. I want you to write it following the APA formatting. Now, this is just going to be a brief, or I should say an amended version of APA formatting. So when typing your paper as an APA formatting, you're going to have first a cover page. On your cover page, you're going to have a running head with a page number in the header of the paper, not typed at the top margin, but in the header. And then when you type it in the header of the first page, it's going to automatically appear on all the pages following your header and your page number. So your first page is going to be your cover page. Pages 2, 3, and 4 are going to be all of your content. You're going to type that in 12-point font Times New Roman. Times New Roman. Oh my goodness, I can't get it out. Times New Roman. I can't even get it out, y'all, but y'all know what I'm talking about. But it's going to be 12-point font. And make sure that it is double spaced, please. Be kind to my eyes. Make sure that it is double spaced. So that's going to be pages 2, 3, and 4. Your fifth and final page is going to be your reference page. That's going to have the information on the websites that you researched, along with, if you contacted an agency personnel, if you had an interview, you're going to include that information on that page as well. So this paper that you're submitting is going to be a total of 5 pages. Page 1 is your cover. Pages 2, 3, and 4 are going to be the content. Page 5 is going to be your reference page. And that's it, good people. You're going to wrap it up and submit it. I strongly encourage you that when you're writing your paper, I want you to write in a way that you are inviting me into your observation of the assessment that you've done. Be mindful that you have several resources available for you through the college to assist you in writing. There is a writing lab that's available at the Richland campus. There are also online resources available to assist you in writing and to review your information. So when you write your paper, when you're finished with it, and you think it's all good, ask someone to read your paper. And all you want them to do is read it to see, does it make sense to them? And if it does, you're good to go. Check for spelling errors, check for grammatical errors, and all that other good stuff. All right, good people. So that is your gap analysis. Identifying a problem, identifying a population, and looking at a minimum of 2 agencies and organizations and how they are addressing that issue. All right, like I said in the beginning, I'm going to say it at the end. If you have any questions, comments, or concerns, please feel free to contact me either by email or you can call my office number and I will be happy to address your questions. All right, good people, I bid you love, peace, and bacon grease, and I'll see you on the discussion post.